So much has honestly changed since the last video I recorded. And we are currently in Bali. I'm at a friend's crib right now in Bali, and like they rented it out for a little while for some event thing. And I'm staying somewhere else, but it's really nice. I don't know if you guys can like kind of see what I see, but it's been a minute. It feels like I sent a breakup message to you guys, and here I am kind of like building off of the breakup messages if we just met. After that, I kind of made my last video about how I didn't really have a lot of purpose at that point. I delegated so much, maybe $42,000 in a month. I reinvested everything without realizing, and I was in a very scary state. And I got into this business brain where I cared too much about money and I cared too little about what I'm doing. And I obviously developed resentment for a period of time through so. But today is a very different day, and we're undergoing a very different period in my life. A few months ago, I was looking at, I think I was doom scrolling, and I don't typically doom scroll only when I go through bad states, but I saw Bali, and I obviously knew Bali anyway. And I was like, why is it I'm living my dream life? Why is it I've broken out of my hometown? I've done all these cliche sayings, and I don't even get to live where I want to live. Why don't I go to Asia? And a few months prior, my friend invited me to Asia to go, so we did. Went to Singapore, went to Jakarta, capital of Indonesia. Now we're in Bali, and we went to Singapore for like 5 days. I worked every single day. We went to Indonesia for 4 days, worked every single day. We're now in Bali. We're Jakarta now. We're in Bali. Been here for a day. Today's the second day. Gonna be here for like a couple of weeks, and if I really like it, I'll be here for 2, maybe 3 months. I was home recently, and I realized I broke out of my hometown, and I don't mean financial. I mean, I went from someone who always had a hometown mentality, and when I was younger, I was always like trying to figure out how do I minimize fat gain, not how do I lose weight, but how do I minimize the amount of weight I gain. I always had such a pessimistic mentality growing up. I had anger issues. I was genuinely a loser. I was more overweight than I am now. I was in a horrible state over and over and over and over again, and I had so many mental limitations. Someone on my team told me a few months ago, you have more mental limitations than anyone I know. And that's when I realized I really had to lock in and fix it. And I'd like to say I've made progression. When I say I broke out of my hometown, I don't mean financially. I moved out, sure. But I mean, I've gone to a stage where I don't think like them anymore, and I think on a very different wavelength. And I'm so proud of myself for it, because in business, 90% of it is mental, from what I've understood. I'm 19, I know nothing. I'm not saying that from an egotistical standpoint, I'm saying 90% of it from my experience has been mental. I've been able to have conversations with people for an hour and a half, and then they go and they make 30K the following month, just off of the advice I gave them. One guy happened in 20 minutes. I'm 19, it's not normal. So what is it? Is it youthful conviction? Is it desire? Is it skill? Is it knowledge? Is it all, or is it not? I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm in Bali, I'm 19. I'm living my dream life, if you will, and most importantly, I'm happy. Much happier than I was on the last video. And I need to remember that I make these videos not for you. No, I make them for me. I make them for my future me. I wasn't sure why I did content for a while. When I was younger, I wasn't sure why I did business. I said, why can't I just be like everybody else? And I've kind of realized this because not many people live, and I want to live. I want to do what I want, whenever I want. I want to be spoiled like that. I want to be able to spoil my parents. I want to be able to put 30K US or Euro into an account, tell my parents, hey, come to Bali. Stay as long as you want. There's 30,000 there. It's cheap to live, and leave whenever. You have a crib, you have a maid, you have this, you have that. Do whatever you'd like to do. Since the last video, I had delegated, there's a mosquito. I delegated a little too much. I enjoyed running my business because we were growing and we were learning more skills, and I was doing this and I was doing that. A lot of my days nowadays is doing networking calls, being on meetings, that type of thing, but I love it. I went from the guy who wanted to work 2-3 days a week, and now it's how do I work as much as possible. I delegated everything, and we still did 42K last month, even though for the last 2 months I was purposeless and I felt like I had no point of living. Yet here we are today. I work more than I've ever worked. I'm excited to wake up and work. My sleep is still cooked. I'm still not lean, as you can see. But we're getting there now. We're just having a good time. Business is going to be up and down. Business is going to be unexpected. All you can do is just have a good time, enjoy every aspect of it, enjoy every part of it. I was with a friend of mine who's quite wealthy, and I stayed at his place, which was beautiful, and he was showing me Asia, and I met a friend of his whose dad runs a business that does 9 figures a year, personal profit. 9 figures a year. I'm in the info e-learning space, and when you go and you see people like that doing such outrageous sums of money, it really changes your perspective and makes you realize it's so easy to become complacent. And it's so cliche, it truly is, but I don't want to become complacent, because to simplify myself, I am 2 things. I'm someone A who needs to feel loved, and I'm someone B who needs to just feel like I am growing in life. If you give me a sense of progression, you can convince me and manipulate me into complacency. Like any human, per se. But I just want to feel like I'm getting better, because it's all a game. So yeah, I'd like to say expect more of me, but I'm quite inconsistent. I do want to document more of this. I do kind of want to show you guys the journey, but more importantly, like I said, show it for my future wife, my future kids, and all this stuff. I'm just going to have a fun time with this stuff from now on. I'm not going to pedestalize it or force myself to do it. If I want to record, I'm going to record. The whole point is, it's for me. But yeah, you might see more of me, you might not. Either way, I appreciate you watching. We're in a good spot. I'm excited to see where we go.